we contact the buyer's agent and say like, hey, everything's been submitted, right? He's like, oh no, I actually have to pick it up this Friday. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. We're back today. You see the title, how I got my first $1 million listing. I got some tour videos, and then I'm gonna talk about like the success side and then the horror story part of it too, because there's always both. There's ups and downs. So I'll give you a quick tour. We're in the office today. That's where they do like their podcast. This is the closing room out there. If you can see, that's like where the Shark Tank is. That's the main office. That's where like the boot camps, all the trainings are. So back here, this is like the closing office. Usually there's this one and then there's one more. You'll always be in one of the two offices when you have a closing or when you're coming in as a buyer or a seller and you're buying or selling. So we're gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna tell you the whole process, how it went, how I got the listing. So let's start. As you come in the house, you see the volutes, the raw iron spindles. We spin over to the formal dining room. You have wainscoting. Your windows have mutton bars. Those are the little bars in between the window. You've got a full door separating you from the kitchen. Then you've got your industrial hood vent fan. You have your dishwasher as well. It's hidden behind those cabinets. And you just really have a lot of space. Walking this way, we have the guest bathroom right off the door. You've got your office. This is the guest bath. Really nice. Then we've got another like formal room. You got a pantry, like a butler's pantry, wet bar, whatever you like to call it. Back to the kitchen, we're gonna get to the garage. You've got your tile room, your bathroom, your laundry. Literally everything you would need in this home, you have it where you want it. Extra storage in the garage, 4-car garage. And those are the old kitchen cabinets. They were moved into the garage for that extra space. Now the chandelier comes up and down as well when you need to change the light bulbs. Super, super open layout. This is the Jack and Jill. Full bath. As well, the other side of the Jack and Jill, now in the bath, you had natural lighting. The tile even goes all the way up to the ceiling in these bathrooms. Walking across the balcony, to the left, we have the princess suite. You'll see even the closets have lights in them. Again, tile all the way up to the ceiling. The bathrooms are finished immaculately. After we go from this room, we're heading over to the master. Now the master, this may be my favorite part of the house. When we get, the team offers us Mojo or Vulcan, which is basically a list of all the homes that are for sale by owner, all the homes that are expired for rent by owner. And you can either use the dialer, so it'll dial like 3 people at once, or I'll just hand dial mine. Sometimes I look at the address, kind of so I know what I'm going into. The price point for this one, I think it was like $9.50. I just picked up the phone, they give us scripts. You answer the phone like, "Hi, this is Street Dyer with the Mark Z team. I see your home is on the market and it left the market without selling. Were you surprised it didn't sell?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we were surprised. We thought it would have sold quick. It was on the market for a year, da 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 da." I kind of just talked to them, built a relationship with them. Asked like, "What did your last agent do that you didn't like? What are you looking for in your next agent? And kind of like, what are your goals? And how can I help? And how can I help you accomplish those goals in the time frame you want to do to sell your house?" And they wanted to downsize. Let them know like, "Hey, we take expired listings all the time, and we actually specialize in selling homes that didn't sell." This one, it was listed with another brokerage. They had it up literally for 365 days. The contract expired. It never sold. They maybe had a handful of people come in, but it was a little overpriced. So as soon as I set the appointment, I came to the office, asked one of our top agents, because this was about literally like a month after me switching to this brokerage, the Mark Z team. So I was like brand new. I'm like, I've never been on $1 million appointment. I asked one of the top agents for help, like, "Hey, will you come with me?" He said, "Yeah, of course." Came with me, sat down with the clients, we met, literally. So we actually went like 2 days in a row. We talked to them. First day, probably about for like 4 or 5 hours, and then the second day we came back to sign everything like for another 2 hours. And it was really pretty much just getting to know each other. You want your clients to be able to trust you, trust your company, and then also trust what you're selling. That way, because why else would they take it when it was just on the market and put it back on the market with another agent, another brokerage? So after that, after the initial meeting, pretty much what we ran through is what we wanted to price it at, list it for. And then too, like with these luxury listings, what I did for this one was anytime we had a buyer come through, I would be there. I would show them like some of the key features, because you have things that people aren't going to see, like the mutton bars, the volutes, just regular things, the chandelier, how the chandelier would, you can lower it, raise it, replace the light bulbs, anything like that. There's just some of the key features that you can't really see unless you've got like an eye for it, or unless you sell homes like that all the time. So after that, pretty much we went through maybe, I want to say a few weeks on the market. We got our first offer. It was a lot of back and forth. We kind of brought them up because our people didn't want to take anything below 930. The offer came in at like 900,000. Kind of brought them up all the way to 930, and then it just went quiet. We didn't hear anything back from the other agents. We didn't hear anything back from them for like 2 or 3 days. And we're like, "Hey, what happened?" At first they were super excited. They said they had a house to sell, but they didn't need to sell it, which that one can be a problem sometimes. We'll get into that later. And this is the first like purchase agreement offer we had in hand. We say, "Hey, we'll even help you sell the house. We'll market it for you so that you guys can sell that one and get in ours." And they just went ghost. Another few weeks go by. We get the second offer. Now this one, it was a great family, great agent. We talked to them, everybody. The agent actually was under our brokerage. It was under EXP too. They came back, they started negotiating different things like furniture. It got real nitty gritty, going back and forth. "Oh, no, we don't want to sell this. No, we do want to sell this." And just a lot of back and forth. Yada, yada, yada. We get everything signed. And about a week goes by and we're like, "Hey, do you have the earnest money deposit turned in?" Now, for those who don't know, the earnest money deposit, so after you have an accepted offer on your home, the sellers want to see like, "Hey, I'm serious about it." So you can put down anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. And well, anywhere you can put down on any amount. You could put down 10,000. You could, if you're buying a giant apartment complex, it may be $100,000 earnest money deposit. But for theirs, they put down 10,000, which is a piece of the million. The earnest money deposit was $10,000. A couple goes by, we call the agent, hey, do we have the EMD? The third offer. Now at this point, it's probably been a month or two on the market. We've had the first one fall apart. Oh no, second offer, my bad. So the first one fell apart. We're on the second offer. So with the second offer, like I said, we had a great buyer. They started negotiating back and forth. Things got a little shaky, but everything went through. We got the purchase agreement signed, and we came, say, a week or two after that, we're like, hey, where's the earnest money deposit? Now, for those of you who don't know what an earnest money deposit is, it's pretty much an early down payment showing how serious the buyers are, that they really want the property, and that they're gonna pull through with their mortgage or the cash or whatever. So the earnest money deposit for this deal was about $10,000. So like I said, a week or so goes by. Our sellers are like, hey, is everything going smoothly? Has the earnest money been deposited? We contact the buyer's agent and say like, hey, everything's been submitted, right? He's like, oh no, I actually have to pick it up this Friday. Something came up, I forgot, I'm gonna see the guy. So like, let me just do it then. Now as an agent, if you're a licensed agent, you know you have two days, 48 hours to get that earnest money deposit and put it in legally, or else you're liable. You can be sued, you can lose your license, a lot of bad stuff can happen. Whatever. We call them back, say, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, like, hey, everything, or maybe it might have been Monday, whatever it was, we call them back in the next few days, like, hey, you got the earnest money deposit, right? The $10,000 to show that they're serious. And the buyer was like, no. So what happened is, on their mortgage, they didn't have to sell their house to close on the new property. And remember, I said like the first deal, they could have purchased this listing, my listing, without selling their house. But someone came up with a lender, said, hey, now you do need to sell your house. So they're scrambling, they're looking at the house. Somehow in the ceiling, they've got mold, mildew. So the husband, oh, get this out of here. So the husband takes a razor blade, slices it, mold, water's all falling out the ceiling. They start screaming, going back and forth, getting a big argument. Husband's staying in a hotel, can't get their earnest money deposit. We call him back Monday. Somehow our seller talks to the agent. Seller finds out like, hey, nothing, like, we don't have the money, yada, yada, yada. Move forward, the husband has a heart attack. Now he's okay, everyone's okay now. But we're like, yeah, we gotta move forward with another deal. He's in the hospital, just everything, just blown out the water. So that's part of real estate. Sometimes you have deals where they explode, implode, they don't go through. But luckily, the house was in demand. We got another buyer. We released that one, got the next one in, signed the purchase agreement. Everything was ready to go. Waive inspection, appraisal guarantee, and we closed. So in the end, the clients were happy. Now they've got to also buy a condo. So like I said, they were downsizing from that million range to like $500,000 range. They've got to buy. Then two, they've got commercial building. They need to sell that one. And then they've got family members and friends. They've got a nephew that needs to buy. So this is all just from one phone call, picking up the phone, cold calling, prospecting. Hey, my name is Sharif. Do you need to buy or sell a home? And that's it. So that's my first story. Getting $1 million listing. You got the ups, you got the downs. If you have any questions, or if you want to be interested in becoming a real estate agent, let me know too. So that's it. I'm gonna catch y'all later.